Boxing King Media in association with Boxro. Sonny Edwards. Sonny, it's been a minute since we last spoke. I think I spoke to your brother last time. Let's talk about it, man. I think the last time we spoke was when you was announced as a matchroom fighter back in London. We're 3 weeks away from fight night. Andres Campos, you're fighting 15-0. I think it's going to be the second time he's leaving South America. And I've seen you saying that you're going to stop him. I've not seen you say that before.
Yeah, I generally think I've got a good chance. I think he's a good fighter, he's a decent fighter, he's a bit younger than me. He hasn't sort of been and mixed it at this level before. So I don't think he really understands what boxing's like over 12 rounds yet. And I look forward to showing him. I feel like you've seen it in moments of some other performances. I felt like I was bullying Mama a little bit. I thought Wazima could do as and when I wanted with him. Alvarado, I felt like I showed against one of the biggest punchers flyweight division's ever had. I showed that I can really stick it with him and stay with him and not sort of get pushed back. I feel like I'm in a very good place. I feel like my output's been very good. I feel like I've been sparring a certain way and fighting a certain way. I feel like, you know, I feel like I generally could. And like I said, I don't say that about many fighters, but with this one, I'm feeling a little bit more. Definitely.
How did we get to Campos being the opponent? Because obviously you had a voluntary. You probably could have picked anyone. What made you guys like? Who decided it was going to be Andres Campos?
Yeah, people think voluntary you can just pick anyone in the world. Do you know what?
Top 15 in it.
Exactly. So first and foremost, I had 7 weeks to find an opponent willing to fight. Well, I didn't have 7 weeks. I had a matter of minutes and days to find an opponent, which weren't really my job anyway. I got offered 7 weeks notice, 10th of June. I might go find an opponent, and they came back with 3 that they thought might be available, all 3 in the top 10. Oh no, I think one was the 14th. Weren't really interested in him. And then I think 7th and something else, 7th and 8th or something. There is no 1, there is no 2, because I keep beating my mandatories and clearing them. Number 3's my last person I beat, Alvarado. So there weren't really that many. There weren't really that many options. People going, why are you not fighting him? Why are you not fighting him? My only question, are they a top 15 in IBF as a flyweight? Well, that's the reason. You know what I mean? Campos was the only one that accepted. There was 3 fighters, I believe, made an offer. Like, reached out, do you want to fight this date? And he was the only one that said yes. So there weren't really no one else, to be honest.
That makes sense, because obviously the name you were alluding to there, because you saw a lot of stuff online, people saying, why don't you fight Prince Patel? Obviously he's currently got a back and forth with Isaac Lowe going on, and he's not ranked in your division. Yeah,
I don't know where he is ranked. I don't know if he is ranked anymore. I don't know what's going on with him, but until he does get ranked, I can't use him as a voluntary. So what do you want me to do about it? Do you want me to go and win him an IBF title as well and get him ranked? Like, what the fuck?
And talking of him, did you watch his recent brawl ringside with Isaac Lowe?
Yeah, I seen that actually. And you know what was funny? Like, you can tell Prince Patel doesn't really do much outside of a computer screen. He walked up to someone and didn't expect anything to happen and was shocked when someone touched him. He was actually shocked. But yeah, internet kids aren't really used to the real world, are they?
Dean White's believing in him, and I think they're trying to get that fight. And if it does happen at bantamweight, I know Isaac hasn't. I don't think he's ever fought a bantamweight, but if it happens, what do you think is going to happen?
Isaac Lowe could make bantamweight. So unless Prince Patel's going to fight him at featherweight, then it's never going to happen.
Interesting stuff. I think I saw you just mention as well. What was he saying that he was offered to fight you last year for? You mentioned the sum of money. He was offered to fight Prince Patel. So at that point, would that been for the world title, or what would it been for?
Yeah, but we would have tried. But with everything going on, everything considered, I said, fuck it, get Prince Patel on the phone. They tried to reach out. They offered him £75,000, and he said no. Said it has to be 6 figures. Get fucked. But at that point, we didn't have a mandatory getting pushed on us, and then all of a sudden we had a mandatory getting pushed on us. There was a bit of leeway from when we'd made the Martinez fight, so it was in that little window, and then the Martinez fight, actually, sorry, no, that's a lie. We was talking about it, and then we spoke about
He was ranked in the IBF because he had an IBF Continental.
At the weight above, I think it was. So like I said, we was trying to make it. I'm not going to tell you who reached out, but I can promise you that You know what I mean? Reached out, and yeah, it was off £75,000, and he said no. Said it needs to be 6 figures. So no, he probably is never gonna get an opportunity. I don't even know why I even get asked about him no more. I think Boxing King have shares in his career.
Dean White does, I don't.
Yeah, I see the network's the network, innit? What platform did he fight his last fight on?
Yeah, that's because Dean White hired Boxing King Media to run the production, and obviously part of the thing is it's his show, innit?
Oh, okay. No, it just seems like, there's always some vested interest sometimes. But yeah, in all seriousness, with Prince Patel, he's been offered to fight me. He's been offered to get in the ring with me sparring numerous times. Never, ever, 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 ever wanted to. Now I'm world champion, and he's fighting in Tolworth Leisure Centre after a 6-year hiatus from a British boxing ring. Why do I care? Why do I care? Genuinely, there's a lot of names he should be fighting, and it's probably not me.
Let's move on to Thomas Essomba. Just won the European title. I remember speaking to you about a year ago when you kind of took charge of his career, and you said you was going to make him a champion. You was going to back him as much as you could. So I'm guessing you was like mega proud of the fact that he's surpassed British and going to win a European title in Italy as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you understand how happy I was for him. And you know what's crazy? I feel like yesterday, or 2 days ago now, Saturday, there's only been a few moments like it in my life. Like second-hand happiness for someone. And it was up there, maybe even past when Lyndon beat Yard, when my brother won the world title the first time. There's certain moments that I've never been able to feel for myself. Do you know? I've never, I got out of the ring as a world champion, and that doesn't pale in comparison to the feeling I got on Saturday night, if that makes sense. There's probably not a single thing that I could do for myself that ever would. So proud of him. So proud of Pierce. So proud of the gym. Getting behind him. The rest of the lads as well. There's a few lads out there. A few of his management stablemates went out there to support him. He's a really loved guy. And the sad thing is, if he came in like a gym like this, and this isn't me trying to talk down on any others that have been involved with him, it's not, because I get it, boxing's a business, right? But if he walked in a gym like this that's got a sort of facility where, okay, you might have to go and work 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day, and your boxing career isn't, I don't know, like someone like mine where they're full-time and they don't have to worry about certain things. But he can still fit in, he can still be shown the time, attention, get all the sparring, he can still train like a full-time athlete. And Thomas never complains, he never moans. When he lost against Marcel, the only thing he felt down about was that he let down me and let down Pierce and let down the gym, which wasn't the case. I thought it was a very ridiculously close fight anyway, but that's in the past now. He got the opportunity to fight for the European title. As soon as I saw it, as soon as I was offered it, I knew he could win it. I knew. I said to Lee, I said to the rest of the team, I said to Thomas, I know he can beat this guy. They're looking at him as the easiest fight in the European rankings, and we'll let them. They offered money, we didn't try and negotiate, because I knew this is where we're going to negotiate from. And now, it's crazy, yeah. It's been a year. He's had 3 fights with me and this gym. And from a place where, yeah, he's picked up a few titles, picked up an English title, picked up a Commonwealth title a few years ago. But with just that bit of attention for his career, I turned down fights for Thomas. Good money fights as well. To go to Russia last year to fight Olympic gold medalist at featherweight Olympic gold medalist as well. Now we're like 5-6-0, all knockouts. Turned that down for him because that's not right for him. Weren't the right opportunity. I know a lot of people, just worrying about every pound note that comes in the door. Would have took that, snapped it up straight away. Now the funniest thing is, don't even take a percent off Thomas. I wouldn't, and the reason why is he's had too many people and too much that he's deserved through boxing with the level of ability that he's got. 2 times Olympian, English champion, Commonwealth champion, WBA international champion, now EBU, legitimate European bantamweight champion. What a career the man's had. And what respect does he get that he deserves? He's a good fighter and he's only boxed against good fighters. Every single name on his record, someone that you know of pretty much. and he goes in there. He doesn't usually get the best time to prepare. He usually taking 2-3 weeks notice, less than that against most of these fighters' names that he recognised before. That's the reality. But now he's got, a gym that look after him, care for him. He cares about it as well. Management team that want the best for him, won't just sell him up the river just for a little bit of money, a little percent of a little bit of money. Tremendously proud of him. He walked in the gym now in the squad session earlier. Got a round of applause, standing ovation from everyone in the gym. Everyone came round, took a picture of him. And he's a genuine champion with a genuine title in his own right, and nothing less than what his talent and all the, this fighter didn't want to fight him, this fighter didn't want to fight him, this fighter didn't want to fight him. I've seen it all. I could literally start here embarrassing British fighters, embarrassing them, yeah? Flyweight, super flyweight and bantamweights that I know for a fact have turned down the fight of Essomba numerous times more than, because he's been ready to go for the last 8-9 years for any of them at any time. So any of the ones around these weights that haven't fought Essomba, it's because they wouldn't.
What is next for him? Because he's in a brilliant position now, isn't he? Or what do you want for him?
He's leverage now. He's in the position for leverage now. What do I want for him? I want what he wants. He wants a big fight, he wants a big platform. He wants to push on. He just won a European title. Really, there's only one title left out there for him now. Is it a big ask, 35, 36, in this stage of his career to go and push him for a world title? Maybe, but so was the European title. He's at a weight now where the belts are blown to pieces. There's a lot of fighters probably been domestically built up quite well that I don't think are even near world level. There's a few of them fights out there for him. I think it's interesting. I think there's a whole array of opportunities for him, and as his management, it's up to us to make sure that he gets the right deal, and also gets looked after. There has been, I'll be happy to say, I am happy to say, there's already been offers. There's already been people reaching out, trying to work with Thomas, trying to make fights happen with their fighters, etc. And big platforms as well, massive platforms, maybe the biggest. So, yeah, I don't want to go too much into that because there's still some talking to go, but some very, very, very interesting for multiple reason fights that could happen that we'd be happy to take for, and we'd be happy to put Thomas in, and I know he would be, and I know he is, so I had a meeting with him this morning. Yeah, look, the world's his oyster, really, but the intention's clear. He wants a big fight. He wants a big fight. He wants some notice. He wants a proper camp. Don't mind being away fight. Don't matter where he has to go. He's always been used to that. Yeah, but now Thomas Essomba isn't just a dangerous fight. He's a dangerous fight attached with one of the best belts in world boxing.
Definitely some credit to you for backing him, because it's something what managers do for you to do that as a professional fighter. It's credit to you for backing him, and he's kind of proved you right. I'm just moving on. So I want to ask you for your opinion on if you saw the ringside altercation between CONOR BENN and KELL BROOK the other night in Dublin. Did you see that, or do you think genuine beef? And is Kell still, do you think, could still be in a position where it's the right fight for him to take next if he does come back?
If Kell's going to fight again, I think CONOR Benn's perfect. Yeah, I think perfect.
Okay. Obviously, we saw Kell about a year ago against Amir Khan, and obviously we saw Conor in his last win. I think it might be Vargas. How do you think it'd go?
Let me be real about things, yeah? What you've got is KELL BROOK, a legitimate world champion who kept, for the most part, especially when he was training, his body in good nick. Yeah, he come back in good nick when he fought Khan. Definitely decline. You could definitely see footwork not as sharp, certain things not as sharp. Yeah, and that'll probably still be even a little bit worse now. However many months later, half a year later, I can't remember, a year later, however long ago it was. CONOR BENN, a smaller fighter. Probably, do you know what it is? A lot of people have high ratings for CONOR BENN, yeah? And this isn't me trying to really talk down on him, but a fighter that's only made his career really fighting finished fighters, probably weights above what they, existed at their whole career. 5-6 fighters in a row that probably made their name being good career losers. And now the big, massive question mark on all of it, with the clomiphene case. So, I don't know. I think, yeah, perfect. I think CONOR Benn's never really shown much that at a remotely near prime Kell probably absolutely schools Conor. I don't think there's too many people that would disagree with that. yeah, what you have is someone that physically can get in and have a ruck, but I mean, if he was having help from different supplements and whatever else, then it probably made sense why he could just get in there and throw heavy hands, not worry about his engine, and beat these lightweights blown up to 147. That had probably made a career of being good losers. So, yeah, CONOR BENN for me was always overbuilt, was probably always overhyped, but obviously that's what you're going to get, having a famous last name and being marketed and promoted the way he was. I don't think he's had one real fight that I would go, yeah, that's sound, you know what, that was a good win. I don't think I could tell you one 38-year-old Chris Algieri that haven't boxed in 5 years, etc. isn't that, I'm afraid. Even now, aiming for, all the names that he's been aiming for, Pacquiao, Kell Brook. It's like you're admitting to everyone that you don't see yourself as a serious competitor in the division that you're in right now. You're looking at the Masters League. You're trying to fight all the older fighters. You're trying to fight all the fighters that have passed it.
You obviously you've been quite outspoken on the whole case that he's still got ongoing. One of the points I wanted to raise, because I mentioned it to his dad last night as well, was when he started off, he was quite clearly slapping, and I mentioned it to his dad, and he picked up on it straight away, and he went, yeah, punching like Doc Cotton, he referred to. So is there any element of work and putting craft into it? Because obviously you've gone from slapping fighters to actually punching people properly. Does that take a lot of time and effort to kind of perfect that? Because punching technique surely must be one of the hardest things to change.
I don't know. I haven't got the answers for that, or what they were doing in that gym with CONOR BENN. There is some questions that I would ask, probably off camera though, because I don't really want to get sued. As to just some things that people have said. Who knows who's got the answers? I don't. You know what the funniest thing is? This is an exclusive. My biggest gripe with CONOR BENN was the fact that I thought he was a shit brother. A shit brother. And as someone that, takes them things quite sensitively, I kind of gave it to him a little bit more than I probably needed to, which is mad because then I ended up falling out with my friend who I was sort of giving him digs for, really.
You're about Harley Benn, yeah?
Yes, I'm about Harley Benn. Unfortunately, I didn't really want to mention his name.
What have you guys fallen out over?
Oh, no, he just unfollowed me and everything, and then just kept himself distant before he was ringing my phone and, opening up to me and that. And I'm not going to go into too much, yeah? But one thing I will ask, straight down the lens, yeah? Why was Harley Benn ringing us, yeah? Us and my people, I'm not going to name no names to bring anyone else into it. Why, on the undercard, yeah, of Chris Eubank versus CONOR BENN, is Harley Benn asking us, man, for tickets? Who should have been asking? Go on, Boxing King. Who should have been asking?
It's not for me to say, but
who should have been asking?
You're obviously assuming that you should
Who
have.
should have been asking?
You're alluding that you should have asked CONOR BENN.
What? So the person that was headlining the biggest fight probably Britain's seen in the last 10 years, yeah? We had his brother asking us, oh, did you have any spare tickets? I had a ticket for the fight. Harley didn't. And that's why I was so pissed off. That's why I really had my nut. I was thinking, what? And now Harley wants to fall out of me over it as well. Probably was told to by his pops or by his brother or whatever. That's fine. But I can remember when he was asking for a ticket for that show that never went ahead. I wonder, maybe that's why. Maybe that's karma.
Obviously, you're both promoted by the same promoter. At some point, you're going to bump into each other.
We already have.
Have you? What happened?
Nothing. We was sat 3 meters away, 5 meters away from each other. Nothing. Because personally, he's never done anything to me. But when he was with his 2 security guards, I was looking over to see if there was, just to see if there was, and there wasn't anything. I'm allowed to have my opinion on boxing. I don't ask questions, and I'm ready for the conversation. If you want to come and say anything I was lying about, sound. If you want to come and have an actual issue with me, then very much sound. Ask some other fighters in British boxing right now about how that went down the last time. Only a few weeks ago they tried. I'm not scared of anyone in boxing, outside of boxing, and it's shown over a period of time. Nothing's happened between me and CONOR. I'm not. I don't need to go out my way to what? No, I don't need to do that. I'll sit there in my seat and hold my ground, and usually people walk around me, the long way around as well.
Hypothetically speaking, once his case of his is concluded, and let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if he's found that they feel there was, what he's saying is true, and that the report suggests that there was issues in the lab, etc., and that's proven and he's found innocent, what would you do in that situation?
Oh, what if the glove don't fit? Then we must have quit. OJ didn't do it either, did he? What do you want me to say? Like, I'm allowed to have my opinion, and my opinion won't change just because someone in a governing body or someone in a board or someone in a drugstore says something.
I mean, like, what if there's explicit evidence that proves?
What, and the 270 pages that they've taken this long drip feeding out, and that they've not been able to do it before then? So that the fact that they had to argue with, you know, the document that they provided to the WBC, and the WBC saying something, they then had to argue with that, and you think that there's going to be one bit of, you know, overriding evidence that's going to give me a reason to suggest that someone that failed a test twice, separate tests, over a long period of time, didn't put anything in their body? I just can't see it.
Interesting stuff, Sonny. And just to wrap it all up, 3 weeks away from your fight. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Beyond this fight, is it Bam Bam or is it Martinez?
I don't know. I have to ask them. I don't know. Either or. Doesn't make no difference to me. It really doesn't.
Good man. And I'm guessing you're excited to be headlining in London on an Eddie Hearn show. I never ever thought I'd say that, but I'm looking forward to it. June 10th. Any last words before I let you go?
Yeah, I'm just buzzing to be on Johnny Fish's undercard, to be honest.
Johnny's selling all the tickets for the show?
Yeah, I ain't selling no tickets. What am I doing that for? He's on a better percent than me. I'll go talk to him.
Good man, Sonny Edwards. As always, it's been a pleasure. It's been enlightening. Thank you very much.